When Kim Jong-un appears on state television embracing grieving mothers and kneeling before portraits of fallen soldiers, the world is supposed to see heroism. In reality, it's a theatre of loss. More than 10,000 North Korean troops were sent into Russia in 2024, largely to fight in the Kursk region, and Western and South Korean intelligence estimate some 1,600 are dead, thousands wounded. For Pyongyang, that's an extraordinary sacrifice of blood. For Moscow, it's cannon fodder. Now, the newspapers disagree. Is North Korea preparing to withdraw, its generals recalled home and fated as heroes, or is this simply a pause and interlude before new deployments? The death toll is not trivial. In a tightly controlled state that maintains legitimacy through claims of invincibility, soldiers killed abroad leave families embittered, and the images of Kim consoling them betray unease. What was meant to be internationalist solidarity looks more like a meat grinder that swallows the sons of Pyongyang for Putin's ambition. Moscow has paid in oil, grain, and crucially technology. Washington insists Russia has offered advanced satellite know-how and drones. Russia has also done what even China hesitates to do, openly validate North Korea's nuclear status. Lavrov has said outright that no power dares strike the DPRK because it armed itself in time. That's a seismic shift. Moscow, once a guardian of non-proliferation, now undermines it. The return of senior officers to Pyongyang may signal a downturn and a drawdown. Is that the right word? A drawdown. They fought only on Russian soil, the Kursk campaign, allowing Kim to claim he was honouring a mutual defence pact without explicitly invading Ukraine. Now that Moscow has resecured its own territory, North Korean involvement on Ukrainian soil would be diplomatically perilous, hence the medal ceremonies, the homecoming heroes, and perhaps a quiet exit strategy. This is not just about Ukraine. Thousands of North Korean labourers are being shipped into Russia under the guise of students on training visas. Their conditions are brutal: construction shifts of 18 hours, squalid containers, loyalty fees confiscating their wages. For Moscow, it is cheap labour fixed in the face of wartime shortages. For Pyongyang, it's steady hard currency. This trade in men, soldiers and workers alike, is the true backbone of the relationship. Beijing is unsettled. The old China DPRK alliance of 1961 is hollow, but nothing in North Korea is going to happen without the approval of Beijing. Russia has now offered something more visceral, the language of brotherhood, of shared resistance to the US and its allies, and Kim feels more at ease with Putin than with President Xi. Even if President Xi is now being sidelined, it seems, in his own country. For Moscow, North Korea is becoming the Belarus of the East, a strategic bulwark against American power in Asia. And yet, the relationship is transactional. Andrei Lankov, a Russian expert based in Seoul, warns that once the Ukraine war ends, flows of money and material may stop overnight. Beyond munitions and manpower, the two economies have little complementarity. North Korea is gambling that the war cements a permanent Russian guarantee, but there is every chance it will be discarded when no longer convenient. The dead soldiers are the most visible cost. The enslaved labourers are the most enduring. These men building apartment blocks in Vladivostok and Kursk under surveillance without pay, dreaming of escape, are the legacy of Kim and Putin's wartime friendship. Long after shells stop falling in Ukraine, they will still be there. So North Korea is possibly withdrawing, possibly entrenching. The answer is both. Militarily, Kim may bring his soldiers home to avoid diplomatic embarrassment, but strategically, the alliance has deepened. Moscow now validates Pyongyang's nuclear status, employs its workers, binds it into an anti-Western bloc. The medal ceremonies in Pyongyang conceal a simple truth. This bargain is written in blood and labour. North Korea has paid a terrible price for Putin's war, but it's also extracted unprecedented concessions. Whether it leaves it stronger or dangerously overcommitted, that's the real question, and who can tell what the answer to that might be? We won't know until more time plays out, until we see what happens next. But as I say, one newspaper conjectures and says, oh, this is the end of the North Korea deal. Another newspaper says this is just a pause, and this cements the North Korea deal. So, what do we know? We wait to see.